All right. Okay, you mentioned this one on an earlier episode. How was your time in TNA with Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff around that time? So we mentioned your first run in TNA, and I know you talked about this before on like one of our first episodes that we did. But any follow up to that of your experience with Eric and Hulk there?
Um, I felt, like those guys treated me like friends
Hmm.
mostly, and there wasn't a whole lot more to it than that. Like I don't remember a whole lot of business talk. I do remember one time Eric telling me that I had really stepped it up in my promos. He was like, I don't know what it is, but lately you've just been knocking them out of the park. Cause I just started like shooting on everybody and doing like just straight up shoot promos. I guess maybe I turned heel. I don't know. It seems like in my mind, like maybe I turned heel because I remember, saying to Hulk Hogan, not everyone can make a living off doing one move, Hulky, and threw the microphone at him. And I remember talking to Sting and saying, like, nobody knew who I was when I was on the undercard way back. And I do remember that, like thinking that, like, everyone's here in Indianapolis at the Speedway when I was in WCW in 92, 93, actually. Just the beginning of it, to see everyone's there to see Sting, and they're so excited to see the popular names on it. And I just felt like, man, that must be so awesome to be that over, because I was still working to introduce myself every night and feeling like I deserved more praise. So my ego was telling me like, wouldn't you rather see me backflips and spin kicks than woo, woo, chop? But I was like, I was still trying to figure all that out. But I brought that up in the promos and I was having fun with it. I remember Eric telling me that. And then I also remember him saying one time that I always had such positive energy, that I always seemed like I was in a good mood and rubbed off on people that way. And, certain people tell me that, and I remember it when they tell me that, because especially when I'm thinking like, wow, that's amazing, because that's not how I feel,
Right. It's like, but you give that off that vibe and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Eric's very much like that too. I've noticed when I've interacted with him. He's got that. He's very recognizable with that stuff. So that's pretty cool. He did mention that to you.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, for a minute there, uh, Eric and Hulk were going to this spiritual church in LA and inviting me out there because we were all into just manifestation and the law of attraction, from The Secret. And one of those guys from The Secret actually was a preacher at this church. One of the authors from it, I'm gonna fuck his name up, so I don't. But anyway, that was like something we all had in common. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And one time I rode on an airplane with just me and Bischoff and Hulk, and that was in WWE. Um, I think it was WWE.
Was it like 2002 ish?
I think so.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't. I really don't know. And I can't remember what it was for, but it was like, but we were all going from wherever we were in the middle of the country to the Northeast. And then me and Hulk rode it back, and Eric wasn't coming back for some reason. But it was a private little jet, which I haven't been in too many times, but I just don't remember exactly. I think it was a press conference in Savannah, Georgia, maybe,
Huh.
with Dan Masters there. No, that was a different one. That was a different ride. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Paul Heyman was on that flight. Anyway, it was cool working with them. I think they treat me more like peers.
Yeah.
I remember one time giving the nuts to Hulk, bam, and he was just like, Jesus. He was like, oh man, he's like, Biff, I hate to work with you. You'd hurt me. And nailed him with my big bony cinder block hands. Just bam. What's up, Hulk?
Brother. Hey, dude. All right. I like it. I like it. Boy, that would have been if you teamed together. That would have been the thing to do right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that'd been cool.